When we share what we were brought here to give, we are in alignment with our highest, most powerful selves. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am so happy to be here today, and I'm so thankful that you decided to watch this video. Like, shout out to you. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here watching this video. So guess what? I appreciate you. Today I'm talking about one of my absolute favorite books. You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. So let me tell you something. This book right here started everything for me. I read this book back, December of 2017. I had just finished up like my first quarter of grad school, and I was feeling motivated and inspired. And let me tell you, hold on, a precursor. I hated reading. Like, I was that person in middle school when we had to do like summer readings. I was spark noting, meaning I went on Spark Notes. I never read books. It just wasn't for me. I didn't like books. They were just like boring. Like, I played basketball. Like, nah. Thought I was too cool. But basically, reading was not for me. And then I decided that maybe I need to order some books and like give this reading thing another go around. So I got this book and I read it in December and I fell in love. And this was like the first book that I had read about self-improvement. It was definitely a game changer. I mean, it's basically a self-help book for people who desperately want to improve their lives but don't want to get busted doing it. I don't know, it just was so funny. There were so many quirky things in the book that they really inspired me. So basically she talks about how she struggled throughout her life, but how eventually she was able to turn things that she was passionate about into a profit for her in the future. I knew I was passionate about sports because I'm a former athlete. And I knew that some way and somehow I wanted my future to be or have something to do with sports. I didn't really want to get into coaching. And obviously, as most of you probably know my story, I couldn't go on and being a professional basketball player because I had a career-ending injury. And so I was like, man, athletes need a book on helping them transition out of sports. And I did a little Google search, and I found that there were a lot of transitional books out there already, but I wanted to figure out if I can, differentiate the book that I wanted to create for athletes that were transitioning. So I did a little research, I started writing a book and everything, and then I realized, you know what? What I want to do is bigger than a book. It's bigger than myself, it's bigger than one team, it's bigger than me. It's about creating an institutionalized change. And I feel like for me personally, that transition out of athletics was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. And there is no rule book on how to successfully be a human being after being an athlete the majority of your life. Nor is there anyone really coaching us through that next transitional journey, honestly. And so I was like, you know what? I think I want to be a coach, like a life coach. And so I did a little research on life coaching. And then I was like, you know what? I definitely want to be a transitional life coach for athletes because I definitely would have used that and needed that when I ended my athletic career and decided to hop into the corporate world or whatever. Everything started with this book. I'm telling you, I want to help athletes like myself through that transitional journey because it is so hard. For the majority of our lives, we have been this sport. I was Classye J, the basketball player. My friend was so-and-so the volleyball player, so-and-so the soccer player, so-and-so the football player. And then when we're no longer that sport, it's like redefining who we are. And I was like, I need to help people do this. Because I actually was able to get a job in a bomb tech company at Cisco Systems. I was able to get my real estate license. I was able to go back to school and get my MBA and figure out my calling and what I'm passionate about. And I want that for every single athlete. Because I know there's something special inside of us. Let me tell you something, like athletes, we're amazing people. And I mean, not to toot our own horns, but toot. Why do I see some of these people that are like amazing athletes that struggle to get a job? If they can use those same skill sets they had as an athlete and transition those into life after sports, they're unstoppable. I had to stop doubting my greatness and start being like, okay, I was a hell of a basketball player. I'm not really a hell of a employee. So what can I do to stop doubting myself, stop being scared, and show up. That is the basis of my business. And if you want to know a little bit more about my business, definitely click the link below. There's the link to my Instagram, link to my website. So I think this book has definitely enabled my success. It sparked the energy for me to create my business, and it's going to continue to enable the success that I'm going to have in life. And I'm so grateful for this book. Jen, you are the truth. This book is the truth. Everybody out there, if you have an opportunity to read this book, read it.